I'm Brady. I play guitar.
Hi, I'm Brady and I play guitar.
I'm Brady. I play guitar.
I'm Keith and I play bass.
I'm Drew and I play drums.
Awesome.
No Animals Were Armed started as a two-piece with a bassist from me and another band that is now a Magic the Gathering player with this guy. But instead, I moved him up here from Texas because we were in a band down there about 13 years ago named Colors. And I was not done with what we had started, so I told him to get his ass to the West Coast. And yeah, kind of the rest is history there. And then 2019, you joined?
2020 or 2021.
Right around that time. I mean, it was right before the pandemic.
I think you're right before, yeah.
Yeah, because we played our first show on March 9th, right before the world shut down in 2020. So that was awesome.
The first one that jumps to my head, unfortunately, isn't with all of our members here, but Drew and I play in another band, and we played the Crystal Ballroom in Portland, and that was quite the experience, being in a 1,500 capacity room and fucking playing our little hearts out on stage up there and opening for one of my favorite bands, Elder. So
that's also where we all met. Like the four of us in that band. One of the guitarists from that band used to be in this band and then left during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And started another band, so we kind of
came back full circle on that one. Yeah.
I mean, I've had a few since moving up here. Definitely playing. I've played 2 really good shows at Dante's in the hardcore bands I've been in that have pretty much filled the room out, and that was pretty cool.
We played as NAWH for
that
show too.
It was like there was so
a great
many
time.
people. It was so good.
Dante's is always a good time.
Yeah, that's a great spot.
Yeah, I together to create a song. Well, a lot of it starts off like in jams where we're just like we'll just have like little improv free flow jams, and then I'll come up with a riff or something that I think is cool, and then come up with a bunch of parts, and then he lives in the same house as me, so a lot of times he'll just already know when I'm playing by the time, well, hey guys, I have some stuff. And then he's like, cool, I already know it. And then
I've been listening to it for months. So
he's like, I've been listening to you
already
write
been
this
sitting
for
in
months.
bed, kind of like
With a cup pressed up against the wall, listening to his diddles.
Is there like that you've written?
You don't know.
Sticks out
Let's
the
go
most
down
to
the
you?
line.
I'll
start. Botch. My favorite has always been Botch. I mean, I fucking love all of our songs, and they all have their own elements to it. But that one just hits me in a special spot. Typically in the grundle, but
right the grundle.
Yeah, that one fucking hits.
That's a grundle. That's a grundle.
Did you think of one?
I like Megaman, just because it does remind me of like video game music from when I was a kid. Hence why we named it that. And it just kind of, I love that I have like a fuzz that makes it get that kind of 8-bit sound even when I'm playing the lead on it. So it's just fun for me.
And my favorite songs are the ones we've yet to write or release yet. So they're coming down the pipeline, and it's gonna be great. I mean, some of our
You're just trying to be different.
Some of the new ones are great. I think we got some good stuff coming up. So
that's good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you like what you heard today, check out the stuff that comes after it, because we're just going to keep progressing. We're going to keep changing it up.
Yeah, we've got
Future looking like.
Yeah, so we've got a second EP coming out in the next month or two. We're putting the final touches on that thing, and then we're playing around Portland as much as we can. Gonna be expanding that circle to kind of a greater Oregon area pretty soon. But that's our outlook for the rest of the year.
Expansion. And
like
growth.
Moving to Washington, go to Southern Oregon type stuff. Start doing that.
Maybe some Northern Cali or Idaho stuff if we can get it.
Yep.
But yeah.
The circle will grow.
Exactly.
Awesome. Challenges that you guys have had?
The biggest challenge for us is none of us are from here. So like none of us had, like friends from the past like 10 years to invite to our shows and stuff. So like pretty much our fan base is just people that we've kind of gotten naturally for the most part, which has been cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was it was tough at first. It's just like he's like, who are you bringing? We're like,
It's a lot slower going for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's like
They're like,
starting
what's your
from
draw?
ground
And it's
zero.
like we have like 10 to 20 friends total, and they're all working that night. But
yeah,
we're doing
doing
our
our
best.
best.
Playing a Wednesday, thanks. No, Portland's been really nice too. I mean, like coming from Connecticut, where no venue's going to give you the chance, you know. Portland venues take a chance on you, and they've got, you know, I mean, the plethora of venues that are here, you know, you get to play all around town. So it's been great in that fashion. Yeah, I think to close it out, where no animals were harmed. This is Brady. This is Drew. I'm Keith. Fucking love each other. Fucking love you. You guys are awesome. Thanks.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Thank you.